Hello, 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 everybody. How is everyone this evening? This is Caron, your independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. I'm also your ATX Stampin Lady, and y'all, we are here tonight with the June mystery stamping. So come on into the craft stream, y'all, and let's get started. Hey, Yvonne, how are you? You made it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please let me know if you can hear me and the sound is okay. That's always important because sometimes you can't hear me and sometimes you can. So let me know if you can hear me, Yvonne. Alrighty. As you know, for those of you who have been doing mystery stamping with me, you should know by now, mystery stamping is an event that I do once a month, the last Sunday of the month. And I share with you the clues on the Saturday before. I share them on my Facebook page. I share them on my, perfect, you can hear me. I share them on my online store. I share them in my blog. I talk about them. I post about them. I just give you the first clue on the Saturday before. What's the first clue? The first clue will always be the list of measurements of things that you need to have to prepare for a mystery stamping. Are y'all ready? I am excited about this card tonight. Give me a moment. Why don't you just take a moment, share this video, come back in and say #share. If you're new, keep subscribing to our channel. And you guys, I'm excited about this. Let's get started. As always, you guys, I will share with you the first clue, and the first clue again is always the measurements. Just in case you did not have an opportunity to get the measurements, I will share them with you for a little bit, just so you have the opportunity to review, and I'll tell you what they are. You'll need a card base that's going to be 8.5 by 5.5. You'll need a matte color, which I will call color 2. You'll need 3 pieces that are, wait, what am I doing? Yeah, a matte layer. 3 pieces that are 2 1/8 by 5 3/8. I'm questioning myself here. You'll also need a piece that's 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Then you'll need some basic white or very vanilla. White is white. Very vanilla is kind of like an ivory color. Those are Stampin' Up terms. So if you're not a Stampin' Up person, you don't use Stampin' Up products, it's pretty much a white and an ivory color. And that will be, you'll need 1 piece that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for the inside of the card. You'll also need a piece that's 3 inches by 4 inches. That's optional if you want to create your own focal point. And then you'll need some scraps for whether you're doing some die cuts and for your sentiment. You'll also need a piece of DSP, Designer Series paper, okay? And the tips that I gave you for the Designer Series paper, I don't know if I remember that, is we're building a scene here. So thoughtful journey. Think thoughtful journey. Think, what's that other paper that we have? Meandering meadows. Think that type of paper. Okay, because we are building scenes. I love to build scenes. Then an embossing folder. That's optional if you want to do so. Ink for stamping, coloring, blends, whatever it is you're going to do if your image needs to be colored. Stamp and die for your sentiment and your cutouts if you're going to need them. Embellishments, adhesives of your choice. You guys, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, or just give me a heck yeah, I am ready. All right. Clue number 2. As always, when you're done with the clue, just do done 9, done 2, done 3, whatever clue we're on, just say done, and I'll know it's time to move on. So the first clue is we are going to score the card base on the 8-inch side, and you're going to score it at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. Woohoo! Yvonne's ready. So we're going to score at 4 1/4 and 5, and and 1 1/4. And then you're going to burnish the folds. All right, so you ready? Here's a little bit of the trick here, okay? You're going to fold the 4 1/4 inch. You're going to fold it towards the valley, okay? Remember I told you when you score, This is your valley, and the back side is your mountain. So you've scored at the 4 1/4 and you've scored at the 1 1/4. So on the 4 1/4 inch score line, you're going to fold it towards the mountain. All right? You're going to burnish that fold. And then you're going to make sure that that folded edge is on the left-hand side, okay? Once that folded edge is on the left-hand side, you're going to fold the 1 1/4 side towards the mountain. Same thing. I think it's the mountain, right? That's what I wrote. And it's all messed up here. Just like I knew I would. Okay? So we got a score here. Let's do this. We got a score line here. So here's our score. And then we have got a score line here. Now don't think this is actual, right? I'm just trying to make this as a template for you. So you're going to fold towards the mountain on this one. Burnish your folds. And then when this is on the left-hand side, actually this is the one that we need right now, you're going to score, fold that line this way. Okay? That's clue number 2. Let me know when you're done with clue number 2. All right, somebody else join me today. Don't forget to, when you pop in, let me know that you're here. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from. And let me know that you are ready for Mystery Stampin'. I made some iced tea today with some black tea. I'm not really a tea drinker, but you know, I'm trying to do right, y'all. Trying to do it right. Let me know when you're done with clue number 2. And again, this change, this is going to be the mountain. And then you're going to score, like I said, towards the mountain as well. So if you had the piece, like I said, I'm just going to do another demo. So here's our fold. So if we had folded here at 1 1/4, all right, so we'd have 2 score lines. You're going to fold towards the mountain on this one, right? Turn it over so that your corner's here. This is your score line on this side, and you're going to score it, fold it towards the front of the card front, okay? Let me know when we're done with clue number 2. I had so much fun with this one, I had to make it twice. And y'all, if you know me, you know that I make these cards, even though I know what I'm doing, I make my sample for you sometimes a day or so before, okay? So I had time to make 2 of them. Go figure. All right, Yvonne, moving on to clue number 3. Now our designer series paper, we're going to set that aside for just a little bit and focus on our designer series paper, okay? So you're going to cut, now if your designer series paper is directional, you're going to have to keep that in mind. So you're going to need 3 pieces that are 2 by 5 1/4, okay? If your designer series paper is directional, pay attention to which side you do the 5 1/4 on, okay? And make sure to keep them in order. When you cut piece number 1, make sure it's on the left. The second piece you cut, that's your middle, keep that in the middle. And then the last remaining piece should be your right hand side. So keep them in the order, okay? Let me know when you're done with clue number 3. I had so much fun today. I met with my my stamping ladies. I have so much fun when I meet with them during the on our Sundays. Sundays we get together and we just craft. It's really one of the most dedicated times that I have for stamping is when I get together with my stamping ladies on Sundays. They get to talk a lot. I get to listen a lot. I'm just so focused when I get in there that I really just get to work. But it's always a pleasure listening to the ladies, catching up on their lives and seeing what they're working on. And they are such a talented bunch. All right, let me know when we're done with clue number 3 and we can move on to clue number 4. We are jumping off into July, you guys. July is my birth month, and I'm excited about it. You know why? I celebrate my birthday the entire month. The entire month I celebrate my birthday. I know. Some might say it's a little, what's the word I'm looking? Not narcissistic. I guess it could be narcissistic, but it's not narcissistic. I have earned every last one of my years. I'm proud of them, so I celebrate them. All right, Yvonne is done. We're going to move on to clue number 4. In clue number 4, we are going to adhere the 2-inch panels to the coordinating mat panels, okay? And those panels should be 2 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we're going to do them in the order. The first one should be the left piece, which should be the left piece. Then we're going to do the middle piece. And we're going to wait a little bit on the third piece. So just do the left piece and the middle piece. Actually, you can go ahead and do the third. Make sure to adhere all 3 of the 2-inch panels to their coordinating mat cardstock, okay? And stop right there. Let me know when we're done with clue number 4. As always, guys, I put in the description box once you have created your masterpieces, because I know they're going to be masterpieces, and you want to share them with me, I have put the link to the event in my Facebook group that you can go ahead and share those creations with me directly into the event that's created. There's a link posted, so click on that link or copy that link and paste it into the URL. And then go ahead and share your card with me, okay? Love, love, love it. Let me know when you're done with clue number 4. And I'm going to take this a little bit out of order just for the next clue, because that's how I worked it in my mind, okay? So I'm going to take them out a little bit out of order. All right, let me know when we are done with clue number 4. Today was an educational day for me. I met with another Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she was teaching me all about how to work on this app called InShot, so I can learn how to edit videos and things of that nature. So I thank you. So I have a 5A, B, and C. I'm going to take this out of order right now, and I'm going to start with 5C as in Charlie. So that right piece of DSP panel, you're going to grab that piece of basic white cardstock, the 4 1/8 panel, and you are going to adhere the right section of the DSP to the left side of the 4 1/8 inch panel. What do I mean by that? Just so that you know. Give me a second. I'm grabbing some basic white. So this is your basic white panel. You're going to grab a piece of designer series paper that's matted, of course, and you're going to add it to the left side of your basic white panel. That should leave you some white space on the left side, on the right hand side. That is supposed to happen. You're going to make sure that you leave a little bit of a border, maybe about 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch. That's the border that's going to be left. Okay, let me know when we're done with 5C. Once you've adhered that DSP panel, this is the time, if you're going to do so, is to stamp your inside sentiment, or if you're going to do an image, now would be the time to do that as well. And let me know when we're done with clue number 5C. And just as a reminder, today is June 30th. It is the last day for the Stamp and Die bundle sale. What is the Stamp and Die bundle sale? During the month of June, let me know when you're done with clue number 5C. During the month of June, there were specified Stamp and Die bundles that Stampin' Up was offering an additional 10% off of those bundles. Now, you know, when you bundle Stampin' Dies or Stampin' Punch products on our online stores, during that catalog year, it's 10% off. Well, this sale adds another 10%, and it's now 20% off those specified bundles. That sale ends today. So if there's anything that you wanted that was on your list, that is part of that, today is the last day to add it into your cart, and make sure you can get that, okay? If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love it if you would shop in my online store, and I'll share with you my host code towards the end so that you can shop at my online store. I would appreciate the support, as I appreciate you supporting me during mystery stamping. All right, let me know when we're done with 5C, and then we can move on. Type done when we're done with 5C. Oops. Yay! All right, so now that you've done that panel, you're going to attach that panel to the inside right hand side of the card base. Okay, so that's clue number 6. Okay, let me know when we're done with clue number 6 so we can go back to 5A and B. Okay. This was such a fun card, y'all. I totally enjoyed it. And I can't wait for the big reveal so that I can share with you the cards that I made. Oh, let me know when we're done with clue number 6. And again, for anybody that's watching the replay, clue number 5 and 6 were deliberately done out of sequence. Okay, so you didn't miss 5A and B. I jumped straight to 5C and 6, and then I'm going to go back to 5A and 5B. So don't be confused. That was a deliberate choice that I made. Okay? Let me know when we're done with clue number 6. I'm excited. We have a holiday this week. So for anybody that's watching, obviously from the U.S., this is 4th of July weekend. Oh, for 4th of July week. I absolutely do not like holidays in the middle of the week. I don't know how I love holidays. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I don't like them during the middle of the week. Why? Because you got to go back to work the next day. What's the fun in that? Okay? That was Juneteenth, and we did the same thing with Juneteenth, a couple weeks ago, and you had to go back to work. That was the hardest thing to do. Alright guys, let me know when you're done with clue number 6. Alrighty. So we're going to go back to 5B. 5B, we're now going to take that middle DSP panel, and we're going to add that to the center section of your card base. Only this time we're going to put this to the right, just a smidge off from the 4 1/4 inch score line. Let me know when we're done with 5B. If I'm going too fast, y'all, please let me know if I'm going too fast. I don't want to go too fast for you. So we're going to be totally short-handed at work. Let me know when we're done with clue 5B. One of my colleagues retired on Friday. Oh my gosh. Then another one of my colleagues left on Friday for a new job in the city. So now we're down 2 people in our office. It's going to be quite a busy week. I can guarantee you that. But hey, we can handle it. We're amazing people. Let me know when we're done with clue number 5, B as in boy. For those of you that are regulars to my YouTube channel, thanks for sticking with me. I'm glad to see you. Even though I can't physically see you, I'm glad to see you in the chat. Thank you for coming back. Please don't forget to invite your other crafty friends to join us here in the craft room. If you're new to my channel, thank you and welcome. I know you have your choice of so many other crafters on YouTube, and the fact that you chose to spend time with me makes me incredibly happy, and I'm very grateful and appreciative, so thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and come on back to see us every week. I do try to go live at least 3 times a week. Actually, I try to go live at least once a week, and I do try to upload content at least 2 additional times a week. I go live on my Facebook group, and generally I will upload my videos from Facebook into YouTube, so if you don't follow me on Facebook, you always have the opportunity to see what I'm doing on YouTube. Again, when we're done with 5B, type done. All right. Yvonne, you're my gauge tonight, so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, 5A. So now we're going to adhere that last piece, and that's going to be our left piece, and we're going to put that on that 1 1/4 inch flap, okay? Make sure that you only put adhesive. I would tell you to add your adhesive to the flap portion and not to the panel. I would tell you to add the adhesive to the panel, okay? So now when you're looking at that adding that panel, okay, make sure that the edge of that panel abuts the edge of the card. What do I mean by that? Here's what I'm talking about. So this is the edge of the panel. It's folded back. You're going to make sure that the edge of the panel links up to the edge of the card, the fold, okay? I know I'm using a lot of props tonight. I don't normally do props at all. I firmly believe in mystery stamping is all about interpretation. What is that game that that you do in school? I think it's called telephone. Is that what it's called? Telephone? That you tell the first person what something, and by the time it gets to the last person, whatever was said at the beginning is completely different. I love to do mystery stamping that way. I firmly believe that that's how our creative process goes, because you may interpret what I say completely different than the way I did it. And so that will create a whole new card, could create a whole new card. But when I use props, then you're stuck with the way I told you to do it. So I try not to use props a lot when I do mystery stamping. Let me know when you're done with 5/8, and then we can move on to the rest of the card. I have so many birthday cards to make. Ugh. You would think that as a card maker, I have loads and loads and loads of birthday cards hanging around here. I have loads and loads of cards. I find that I tend to do more generic cards. I do a lot of thank you cards. Thinking of you, maybe. Not so much birthday, but I gotta add a little bit more birthday cards to my arsenal, because it's birthday month, birthday season coming up for me. You guys, I'm so excited. We're almost ready for our reveal, you guys. Can you see it? Can you see it? All right, Yvonne. Woohoo! So now we're moving on to clue number 7. If you are joining us tonight, I know I went from 5 to 7. I explained that. I did it out of sequence on purpose. So make sure to pay attention to that sequence, okay? Clue number 7 is we're going to work on that focal image. So now we're going to take that piece of basic white or very vanilla, and this is where you're going to create your focal image. If you just want it to be a sentiment, that's what you're going to do. If you want to do it as an image, that's up to you. It's your focal image, whatever it is you're going to do on that 3 by 4 inch basic white, adding some color. I'm going to give you a little bit of time, especially if you're going to add color. So let me know when we're done with clue number 7. Everybody have a good weekend. If you had a good weekend, share one awesome thing that you did this weekend that made it an awesome weekend. I started my weekend with a retirement party at a Mexican restaurant that I had not been to ever. And the food was awesome. The company was awesome. I danced and hurt myself. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I can't behave like those 20 some odd year olds. I pay for that mess the next day. Oh, Yvonne stamped on Zoom. That was her awesome weekend. Woohoo! I know stamping brings me joy, so I totally understand that concept. Stamping brings me joy. My sister will tell you that I sometimes don't participate in things just because, hey, this is my stamping time, and I'd rather hang with my stamping friends on Zoom than to go out physically and do other things. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm a crafter. That's what I do. All right, how are we doing on clue number 7? Let me know when we should move on to clue number 8. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to take that focal image and we're going to mat it on the coordinating piece of cardstock. Whatever that piece was, that should be about 1/8 of an inch bigger. So you should have one that's 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Or if you went a little bit bigger, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you're going to mat that, and then you're going to add that piece to the 1 1/4 inch panel. Now you got to be careful with this one, okay? Sorry. When you add this on here, make sure when that card front closes that you don't add that picture so it overhangs the front of the card. Has to align, okay? So keep that in mind when you're adding your focal image to the card. All right. Let me know when we're done with clue number 8. Let me know when we're done with clue number 8. What are you guys thinking of your card so far? Are you liking your cards? I know y'all did an amazing job. I hope you guys are as excited about your cards as I am about mine. Anybody have big plans for July 4th? I messaged my sister and her family and I said, are we grilling and barbecuing for the 4th? Nobody answered. So guess what I'm doing? I'm going to be in my craft room the entire day. Oh my God. 24 hours to play in my craft room. Just me and me alone. I'm excited. These little things make me happy. These little things make me happy. I'm probably going to break out my own grill though. And do a little bit of grilling. I bought some hot dogs, so I'm probably going to do some hot dogs, maybe a couple burgers, put those on the grill, make some salads, that kind of stuff. So I'll probably still do some of the quote-unquote barbecue stuff, but No big plans for hangouts. All right, let me know when we're done with clue number 8. Now before, and just as a consideration here, if you haven't already done so, if you already stamped your sentiment on this panel, then you don't have to worry about the next step. But if you are going to stamp your sentiment, make sure that you add it on this focal piece before you add that to the card front. All right. So next, clue number 9 is to stamp and die cut or punch your sentiment and add it to the card front, which is the 1 1/4 inch panel. This step is optional if you have already stamped it on your focal image. Let me know when we're done with clue number 9. All right, Yvonne says she's done with 9. You guys. Last step is to add any other embellishments and decorate your envelope. And then it's time for the big reveal. Let's go. Drum roll, please. Woo! All right, I'm excited about this. So I created 2 cards for you. The first one I did was my sample, and this is some, whenever I start something for the first time, I generally don't use my Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper until I have perfected it. So, here's what I did. This is some paper rose, I think it's paper rose is the name of it. Their DSP, and here's my card. Okay? This is like a winter scene, and here's what you have. That's your card. Card number 1. So you see, when you lay it out, you have a complete scene. Your first cut, second cut, third cut. You built your scene. Everything aligns with where you cut. This is mantle worthy. Okay? Take a look at that. So now that I loved the card, I went ahead and I used some of Stampin' Up's products. Now we went with Poised Peony. That's the stamp set that I used. And I used the Floral and Frames Designer Series paper. That is on page... I should know this because I did a Case the Caddy last week with this very same product, which is why it was out, right? So going into the index, it's on page 28. So I used the Frames and Flowers Designer Series paper and the stamp set Poised Peony, also on page 28. Okay? So let's take a look at this. Thank you, Yvonne. So here's what we did on that one. Okay? Can you see this layout in the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper, the Meandering Meadows, and I think there was another piece that we did, and it's not coming to my mind, Designer Series paper that's all about scene building. This technique is perfect for scene building. Now, the other thing that I did on this one is I loved the card, but I'm not a big, wasn't too happy with so much white space here. This is what I call white space. It's blank. So I took the smaller designer, the stamp set, and stamp, and I went ahead and I just did some random stamping on here so that I have a little bit of a pattern on here. Okay? So there we have it. Did you solve the mystery? I hope you did. I hope you did. Do you have a favorite of the two? All right, guys, if you share, come back and do hashtag share. Let me know that you shared this video and you invited friends to join us. And at the by next Thursday, I will pick a winner, and some lucky person will win a gift from me just for sharing my video. You guys, unless you guys have got anything else for me, I promised I would share with you my host code. If you do decide to shop and you do need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be happy to serve in that capacity for you. Otherwise, Godspeed, and I'll see you next time.